All right, everybody. It's round one of the pre-release pack showdown. So we're going to slide our other sets out of the way here and get into some Ikoria pre-release packs. And we're going to basically try to fly through these and treat it just like a box opening and see how well we do. So bear with me. There's a fair bit of stuff to sort through. We'll do the first one fairly normal, just so if you're curious of like what's in a pre-release kit, you can take a look. Back of me are these little squares, little sleeve. Got a little box. Nice little spin down. We'll keep those. My favorite are the white and black because I'm getting older and it's easier to see. You get a nice little card, and there's usually some little, like an insert telling you what's going on with the set. So yeah, fair bit of stuff to get through. We're gonna power the rest of these open and then rip some packs. So bear with me here. Feel free to watch this on 1 1/4 speed. I've already got to have, oh, that's a keeper. I've already got a high enough voice that when you watch me on high speed, I'm sure it sounds like a little chipmunk, but that's okay. Chipmunks are cute. Speaking of chipmunks, if you play AFK Journey, I'm on there. Not a paid ad, but another green one. Alrighty. Plus, I will say, okay, this is so corny, but it's almost 4 years to the day. Filming this video, it's April 27th, 2024 when we're doing this. And the interesting thing of that is, you know, we're 4 years and a week past the release of Ikoria, the pre-release. These are pre-re kits, so you get the promo, beautiful black and white, that's a keeper. Boom, alrighty. And the finale. All right. And a blue one. All right. Boom. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, there's a code card here for Arena. You guys can have those if you want them. Take a look at those codes. They're probably not good anymore. I bet they expire. So yeah, they expired in 2021. So these little punch card tokens though we'll keep, and some dividers. Those are actually really good for sorting. So get all this knickknacks out of the way here. Knickknack, paddywhack. Give a dog a bone. Okay, get all that out of here. So many things. Look at this. Look at this stuff. This might take a while. I'm going to try to move quick for you guys so it's not painful to go through this with me, but, you know, this is my free time, guys. All right. We got packs and packs and packs. Basically, a booster box, right? There we go. 36 booster packs. Let's take a look at our promos. I like keeping them in the sleeve sometimes. That Sea Dasher Octopus. I think I've seen him on a commander list or two. Mutate. Labyrinth Raptor. He's a dinosaur. One of the rare black dinosaurs. Nightmare Dino. So a little hard to work in some of the decks. Fiend Artisan. You know, this guy had some hype on it for a while. I don't know what happened to that card. If it fell off or if it's still played, but that's pretty nice. Little mythic hit right there. Mythos of Nethroi. This is not a bad spell. You know what I mean? In certain commander decks, pretty good removal piece. Kind of an anguished unmaking. And 2 mythics, so not bad there. Little Vivian, Monster's Advocate. I don't know if this gets played much. Those first abilities are pretty good. That's Yeva, Nature's Herald, if I'm not mistaken, on a Planeswalker. And then it can make a beast, so pretty close to Yeva with an extra ability, but around the same cost. So that probably could see some play, not in the most competitive tables. And then the Everquill Phoenix, so not sure if that sees much play. Phoenixes are such a mixed thing. Every so often, a Phoenix is worth a few bucks and finds a home, and then otherwise they're just all dollar chaff. So, setting all of that aside, let's get into it. And I'm actually gonna, hold on. Need to prepare my receptacle for both booster packs and recycling. Recycle where applicable. So, we're going to go through. We're going to go fast. Of One Mind, great card for Pauper. We're actually going to set that aside. Play that in like Mono Blue Fairy Ninja Pauper. So we'll fly through. We're going to skip most of the commons and uncommons. I'm not sure if there even is, before we go, let me pull up my Ikoria, Layer of Behemoths, if there even is any value commons in the set. Not sure, but let's take a look. Doesn't really look like there is. Lands, yeah, promo lands, that's about it. So nothing really in the common slot we're looking for. There's a few uncommons that are, mostly the Godzilla cards. So yeah, we're really just going to focus on our rare and mythic rare slot. Besides Ghidorah, the Ozolith, yeah, Godzilla cards are the big ones, but the Ozolith's what we're looking for. There's the Bloodfell Caves, there's our foil in the back, and Umori. So nothing too crazy there. We'll just do this really quick. Bear with me here too, it's a little frantic. Trying a different angle with the camera so you guys can hear me better. We'll see how that works. So, commons, uncommons. It's a little pull pile. Rares, we'll do mythics up top. Commons, uncommons, foils, and just random stuff. Okay, now we're gonna start moving, hopefully. Bear with me here, folks. You know, it's my Saturday morning. I should be able to relax a little bit, right? But I also know when the videos take too long, people don't watch them. There are some dinosaurs in this set. I'd be interested to see how the market's moved on any, if there's any like little Ikoria dinos that fill out. Bastion of Remembrance, this was kind of the hot uncommon. It's been reprinted since though, so I think it's kind of calmed down. Still a good card to pull. I mean, very usable Bastion of Remembrance. Ooh, and a Shark Typhoon. This was a card that was very popular for a long time. I still think it's pretty playable in certain decks, but, not as flashy as when it was running around standard, kind of dominating. Ooh, foil rare. Mythos of Illuna. Create a token that's a copy of target permanent for 4. It's a sorcerer at sorcery speed, and if you play green and red, instead create a token that's a copy of that permanent, except it has when this permanent enters the battlefield, if it's creature, fight. So that's interesting. I mean, not a bad way to kill commanders in blue, or in like a Riku deck where you could copy this as well. So, for 4 and the Riku cost to copy for 6, I mean, making two copies of a big boy and then killing, that's a saucy little number, actually. That's some fun tech there, if you want to call that tech. Do these crystals ever see play? They have cycling, they do fix colors. There's certainly no guild key or what are, the signets. And even signets, man, signets used to be such a staple in Commander, and I think there's just enough good stuff there not anymore. Let's keep flying through here. Dire Tactics, Mystic Subdual. Nothing too crazy. Song of Creation. That's another fun card I think I've seen on some Commander lists. For, again, oh gosh, I forget what those are. Not Sultai. What is that called? Mardu? Is that Mardu? Anyways, red, blue, green, 1. You may play an additional land of each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. Saucy. And at the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. So play them all. Kind of a recycle. Interesting card there, actually. I think there's some fun that could be had with that. Let's keep moving. Ikoria is always a set that when we go back to, honestly, I think it's full of great stuff. I kind of love opening some Ikoria. It just reminds, like, what a fun set. It's full of monsters. It's full of dinosaurs. Necropanther. I mean, this cool kind of like comic book art that they did for the showcases. Death's Oasis. Let's take a look at Death's Oasis. Haven't looked at that card in a while. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, put the top 2 cards of your library in your graveyard. Then return a card with lesser converted mana cost that died from your graveyard to your hand, and then you sacrifice it and gain life equal to the graves. This seems really toned down. Maybe a deck like Carador Ghost Chieftain could utilize this. Maybe this plays better than it reads. But yeah, I don't know if that's the big bam jam. I will say, so when you get the pre-release kits, you get these thicker tokens on this kind of like double thick card. The ones in the packs are on these. So interesting to keep. Who knows? Maybe one day I punch a bunch of those out. Keep them. Of One Mind. Great. We like pulling those for Pauper. It's a great card in Pauper, especially when you're playing a bunch of fairies and ninjas. Alrighty, flying through. Nothing too crazy. Another Mystic Subdual. Blitz, Thunder Raptor, Titan's Nest. Man, we're getting all the enchantments here. Interesting. This was all kind of in the same group, so that would have been a rough pre-release kit. All your rares are in 3 different color wedges with an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. So kind of a surveil? Exile a card from your graveyard, add a colorless. Spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X. That's pretty good, though. Honestly. I kind of like that in a Sultai deck. Like a surveilled deck. Titan's Nest. That's actually pretty interesting. Surveil Commander. Maybe I didn't pull these from the same pile, so my criticism of this being a rough pre-release could be just a mislead. Disregard. Okay. Crustacean. A little crystal crab. Should they have called it crystal crab? Crustacean is a more, that's one of those things. I feel like when you're at the pitch meeting for that name, when you say crystal crab, someone's like, crustacean. But then when you say crustacean, someone says crystal crab. Although crystal crab does sound like that Mega Man X boss. I think he's Bubble Crab in Mega Man X2. Weaponize the monsters. God, I love the name of that enchantment. Sacrifice. There's a lot of enchantments in Ikoria. Sacrifice a creature. Weaponize the monsters. Deals 2 damage to any target. That is interesting. Very high cost there, though. To do that effect, okay, I'm getting too caught up on cards I said I would skip. Bear with me. Ruinous Ultimatum. Man, for a while, I think this was like, we won't play this, and then I'm like, this is such a fantastic sweep for the Mardu colors in Commander. Like, it's pricey. Don't get me wrong. That's hard to cast, especially for those colors. But destroy all permanents your opponents control, like non-land permanents. This is just, what a salt card. They should have called, this is the card that should have been called Salt Blast. The game's not, it's basically like you should concede now. Or your opponents play around that stuff. They know you're salty and they're like, let's give you non-interactive board states. Instead of permanents, we're going to sit there and play rocks that are not effective to destroy until we combo you out. All right, Clash of the Titans. Great name of cards. Target creature fights another target creature for 5 at instant speed. Oh, golly, that's an expensive fight in red. Colossification. This is a pet card. All these big, like, super pumps. 7's a lot. It taps a creature, and it's an aura. But +20, there's an audience for that. Talk about it. That is the Timmiest gift. Timmy was good that year for Christmas because he got a big cat. Hey, it's a big cat. Hey, look at that. Big cat's cards. All right, let's keep sliding. Let's keep sliding through. Void Beckoner, a Zagoth Mamba, and Mythos of Valdrock. So we've opened several of the Mythos so far. 2 red and 2. And it deals 5 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. If you played white and blue to cast this spell, until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block. You know what? That's some decent utility for those colors. Even a Zedru group hug might want that card. Sorcery speed, little whack there. But if that was an instant, that would be brutal. Okay. But again, utility, it's not unplayable. The overall power level of Ikoria seems pretty high. Okay. Boy, I haven't done much box openings lately, so it always reminds me of like when you open 36 packs of Magic cards, it takes some time. Okay, Titanoth Rex, blah, blah, blah. Another Mythos of Valdrock. Okay, Vadrock. So there's a foil Plains in our foil slot. Pretty low on the foils so far, so kind of a quiet pre-release. Frenzied Raptor, more red dinos. Although a 4-2 for 3 is not going to really raise any eyebrows in Commander. I'd recommend not playing those. Swallowhole, Sanctuary Smasher, Stormwild, and Luca. Man, okay, let's talk about Luca for a second. I think he's a cool character, and he's just been done dirty by the story and like written off. Hopefully he comes back after he was Phyrexianized and merged with his beast, although I think he was killed in that form too. So he's had a rough go. Red Planeswalker, already a little rough for 5. Exile the top card of your library. Creature cards exiled this way. Again, you can cast this from exile as long as you control Luca, so That's not terrible, you know? Red's not really the Super Friends color, and in creature heavy deck, you're already kind of awkward. For his -2, exile target creature you control, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. Put that card on the battlefield. So at -2, he's got kind of a birthing pot effect. That's pretty good. It's not a search, though. It's a reveal, so you need some shenanigans to not get whiffed. But it is a higher cost, so you know, you can kind of like tick up. -7, each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Now, that's a kill effect, and he's not too hard to do that. So, you know, there's probably a way to work Luca in. A little bit of a whiff as our first mythic there, unfortunately, but we'll see. You know, man, Planeswalkers have fallen off in general in the game. Remember when a good Planeswalker was the chase card of a set? It's been a while. It's been a while, I think. I mean, even Liliana has really gotten some downward pressure. So, all right. Parcel Beast, Leave the Stampede. Another Luca. Wow. So, seeing some duplication here. Back-to-back Lucas. Not loving it. A little love those to be Ozoliths. But never say never. We still got quite a bit to go. I think we're about a third of the way through. Monstrous Step. 7+7, up to one other target creature blocks this turn if able, so kind of a removal spell. Pretty pricey. This is definitely some battle cruiser magic here. Zerda, the Dawnbreaker, that's right, Companion, one of the most broken abilities they've ever published, errated upon release. But, you know, they all find little homes. You know, they're still fun to play. The two that were really hot, Yorion and Luris, they've calmed down a bit. They still get manned a lot, but I think enough have been open to satisfy the need. So, Drannith Healer, Drannith Magistrate's another card we'd be looking for. Love to see that. Lurie, there's their other companion. Mentioning it, this one was busted and it errated, so it wouldn't break Legacy, I believe, upon release. Okay. So far, nothing too crazy. Rescuer, Skybonder, Barrier, and a Frondland Felidar. Vigilance, and creatures you control with Vigilance have tap target creature. Vigilance.deck. Okay. A Ferocious Tigerilla. Love that name. That's wonderful. Easy Prey, Ominous Seas. Bracos. Okay, so one of the big mutate mythics. This would have been a great pre-release card to open. Yeah, so blue, green, and black and 2, and he's a 6/6 trample, and you can cast him from your graveyard using its mutate ability. He mutates for 2 green and a hybrid Dimir mana and 2, so for 5. You can cast it for its mutate cost and put it over. So great body. So yeah, he'll let you, I mean, cheap small guy, great for that kind of surveil synergy that seemed to be in those colors as well. They hadn't, I think, did surveil debut yet? It may not exactly be surveil. Please don't be too upset with me in the comments if you're like, dude, that's not exactly how surveil works. That's sort of scry to the graveyard. My only exposure to really playing with Surveil was on Return to Ravnica Arena with that blue-black spirit, that specter that surveilled, but then put spells into exile. Oh, darn it. I do that so often lately. Sorry about that, guys. Hold up. All right, we're back. Sorry, trying something new. Charging the phone and higher position. Yidaro. You know, Yidaro, not great. His Godzilla form is Shin Godzilla. Maybe my favorite Godzilla because -1 didn't exist yet when they made the Godzilla set. So they kind of missed the ability to synergize with the most critically well-recepted Godzilla film. Although Shin is still great. We'll never not love Shin Godzilla. It's a good flick, cool flick. Okay. Weaponize, Zagoth Crystal, back for more, and another Zerda. Pretty low on our mythic count here, and that's one thing I've noticed in pre-release kits before. Sometimes your collation is pretty low compared to like a box's collation level on mythics. Now you do get some extra rares, so maybe those foil rares, but we didn't see any of the heavies in our promo rares, so we're a little behind the 8 ball as far as value here. Mythos of Illuna there, and then a Easy Prey. Boom, okay. Another Mythos of Illuna. Man, we keep opening like these double collated things. It does make you wonder about the collation for pre-release kits, if they were, you know, how they were packaged. I mean, I imagine in bulk the cards are just printed and produced in booster packs, and then those are divided into different products. But it'd be interesting to know if there's some sort of way that interacts with the sheets, and producing some of what we're seeing here, which is a low mythic, high duplication count. Okay, fight as one. A crystal. Ooh, beautiful though. Boom, right back on it. I mean, this is a great card. The Showcase Zagoth Triumph. Personally, those are my favorite colors. Maybe junk, but or yeah, bug and junk. I'm old, but beautiful card. Great Triumph. Gorgeous. Love that. That's fantastic. Wow. So happy day there. That is a big hit for us. Love it. Wow, awesome. And a phase dolphin. Wow. You thought normal dolphins were cool. I'm going through a dolphin phase. You know, just like horror. So maybe we can be hopeful that with some duplication, now we're just going to go into a really rich cut of packs. It looks like we got another Showcase right there. So something saucy. Everquill Phoenix. So we talked about those Phoenixes before. Gorgeous art on though. Look at that fantastic Showcase. Loving this card. Whenever it mutates, create an artifact creature or an artifact token named Feather with 1, sacrifice the feather and return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that's fine. I mean, not great, but that's a beautiful card. I'm kind of in love with that. Great Showcases. Okay, let's keep going. So it's turned around a tiny bit. Would have loved to see more of those Triumphs though. Or, you know, Triumph, a Magistrate, an Ozolith. I mean, that's what we're really hunting here. Unpredictable Upheaval. Or Unpredictable Cyclone. What am I? Unpredictable Upheaval. I guess I just like that UP sound. If cycling ability of another non-land card would cause you to draw a card, instead exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a card that shares a card type. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then put the exile... Wow. So wait, cycling turns into like a Chaos Warp effect? That's pretty saucy for cycle.deck and Commander. A little pricey at 5, especially when you're just going to probably combo out to win that deck anyways. It's very defensive when I've played against it, and it just kind of waits until it can just cycle its whole library and win, or second sun you. But yeah, that's a fun little card for a cycle.deck. Okay, boom. Oh, Nethroi. So another beautiful Showcase for us. Apex of Death. Love this art. This is a great card. Yeah, whenever this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So he's saucy boy. Great in Carador, probably great in his own right as a commander. And again, these Showcases are so cool in this set. Like, look at that great art. They hadn't quite gone crazy yet with card treatments, but really fun, cool card. Blood Curdle. On curdling. Once, I think I was in high school, and we got the clever idea of we're gonna make a drink. So I think somebody nicked some like Bailey's Irish cream from their parents' liquor cabinet, and we bought some root beers. We're gonna make some like Irish root beer floats. It like curdled instantly and was disgusting. So I think we learned something that evening. 2 black and blue. It's a 3/2 with flash. It's an elemental nightmare. Both actually relevant tribes. Nightmares have grown in the last few years. Whenever you cast another spell that has flash, you draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. Love that. Man, flash deck creature? This is a cool creature. I don't think I've ever seen Slither with Wisp. Ugh. Slither Wisp. Boy. Talk about disenfranchising the speech impediment community. Slither Wisp. You guys at home try to say that. Slither Wisp, Slither Wisp, Slither Wisp. That's a wild one. Mythos, another Mythos. So we're back on the Mythos. Again, not a bad one though. Anguished Unmaking effectively. Not quite. I mean, Anguished Unmaking with loops to jump through and you don't lose any life. A little Proud Will Bonder. Proud Won't Bonder. Okay. More cards, more formats, more Magic. Magic the Gathering online. And then you get an arena code. Okay. Easy Parade, Clash of the Titans, Flame Spill, and a Bonder's Enclave. Adds colors for 3 colors. Tap, draw a card. Activate the spell only for control. I mean, that's great. And it's not too hard. Kind of a great little card draw for beefy decks, especially like a Rurik Thar type deck or something that's just kind of playing like big body dot deck. So, okay. Let's keep cracking these packs. Pyroceratops. We'll just slide through here. Skull Prophet. Colossification, another big cat for the big cat. Okay, we're winding down here. You know, a few more hits and we could be in good standing, but man, I thought Ikoria might come out of the gate and just decimate the competition in this, but now I'm feeling like this Ikoria is not going to win this little showdown. It's going to fail the experiment. A Sky Cat Sovereign. He's a Sky Cat. He's an elemental cat for white and blue. He's a 1/1 flying. He gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. And then for 2, and he makes a cat bird. That's not bad for like bird deck synergies, I guess. He's not a bird himself, but he's very bird-like. You know, Richard the Codfather on MTG Goldfish. Do you play Sky Cat Sovereign? Is it worth it? Or are birds just too good? It's better to just Stormcrow for the win, I guess. Man, a third Colossification. Bulk Rare City. Maybe it's worth something. Who knows? You know. All right. It reads like a bulk rare. I'll tell you that much. Alrighty. And the Cub Warden. So it's an all-white mutate cat. Mutates for 2 white and 2. It's a lifelink, and when this creature mutates, make 2 1/1 white lifelinking cats. That's probably fantastic and limited, honestly. And a foil Lava Brink Venturer. When it enters the battlefield, choose odd or even. It has protection from each converted mana cost. You know, this is one of these funky little cards, great in a blink deck, and I love the art on this for a human soldier, especially in foil. Not unhappy with that as a foil rare, just for a showcase piece. Classic kind of Magic illustration art, Zoltan Boros. Beautiful with that lava flying. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. You over here with your other foil rare ski. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Let's pull all of that out. A Whirlwind of Thought. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. Great for Prowess deck, and it's in those Prowess colors. That looks like Narset. Oh, it is Narset. As Narset struggled to meditate, tiny dragonlings spiraled around her, conjuring thoughts of ancient clans. What a great card! Doesn't really seem to fit in on Ikoria, but just a great We Love Narset card. Yeah, for you Narset fans out there. Okay, let's see. 28 minutes. Yeah, it's taken us a while to do this, so hopefully we're wrapping up here, though. Extinction Event. You know, this has seen some love. Choose odd or even. Exile each creature card with a converted mana cost of the chosen value. Funky little card. Hard to use. Great if you choose even, though. Kills all the tokens. Converted CMC 0 on the token. Okay. Maybe if you play that in the, gosh, what's the red-black creature in this set, the companion that wants odd cards? Extinction Event fits right into his deck really well. Interesting that they kind of had that choose odd or even theme in this set. Okay, Bastion of Remembrance. That's another pull. That's a good card. We occasionally would need to hunt one of those down for whatever we're building. Quartzwood Crasher. He's a dinosaur beast. So, Dino.deck. He's in the right colors. Green 2, red and 2. He's a 6/6 trample dinosaur beast. So he also fits in the beast deck. Whenever one or more creatures you control trample, deal combat damage to a player. Create an XX green dinosaur beast with trample, where X is the amount of damage. This is great. Talk about dino triggers. Quartzwood Crasher. I wonder if his price has seen an increase with some of the dino love that Lost Caverns has brought on lately. Alrighty. Imposing Vantasaur. A Vulpikeet. Just love that name. You know, a Vulpine Parakeet. And another Cub Warden. Boy, cats for the cat today. Cats for the cat. Okay, 2 packs left. Let's see what we can do. Offspring's Revenge. What is this card? I don't know if I've seen this enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile target red, white, or black creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 1/1. It gains haste. Okay, what comes to mind is like Alesha combos, Master of Cruelties combos. I don't know if you want to activate that from the yard, but some of those decks do use more of the yard synergy anyhow. So Offspring's Revenge is interesting. I wonder if that's seen play. It might be a little awkward for those decks, but cool effects. I do like those enchantments. They're very like, hey, this can be a commander clutch, especially if you're doing some budget commander. Maybe worth looking into. Here he is, Obosh, the Prey Piercer. Your starting deck contains only cards with odd converted mana cost. So your Lava Runner and the Extinction Event. Well, the Lava Runner can't go in that deck, unfortunately. So you need a big guy on top, with Zergo, Helm Smasher, and Alesha. If a source you control with an odd converted mana cost would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. And boy, okay, so a showcase foil, the only one we've seen, just a random uncommon. So yeah, all in all, just a quick assessment. We're gonna do a finale video, so I'm gonna set these aside, but quick assessment, a little behind. 1 Triome, it was a showcase, and it's in the colors we love, but nothing too great there. Very low mythics, double Luca. Yeah, so nothing too great. That's going to be what we've got for the Ikoria. Check out the series. I'm going to release one each day. So coming up next is Zendikar Rising, Kaldheim, and then the last episode in this series will be just kind of a recap. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!